That's 5 minutes, please, SL. We're just 4 minutes away from a bounce. Emmanuel College, 4 minutes away.
Welcome everyone to the School Sport Victoria Premier League Boys Footy Grand Final. It is great to be here. My name is Chelsea Ryan. I'll be calling the game alongside Brent Sternberg. I have here with me. How are you going, Brent?
I'm going well, Chelsea. Good morning to you and good morning to everybody. Is it still morning or have we crept into the afternoon?
We've crept into the afternoon.
Oh, right.
Our first bounce is going to be happening at 12:40, so only a few minutes away just now. We're down here in Ballarat at Mars Stadium. It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and great conditions here as well. I know we've been here for a little while prior to the opening bounce, and typical old wintry conditions here in Ballarat, but the sun has poked through. Beautiful 12 degrees. It might feel a little bit warmer out there due to the sun poking through the clouds, and let me tell you, Chelsea, we're both from Ballarat originally, and we know that the sunshine this time of year is a rarity, so the boys that have come from Bendigo and Warrnambool today enjoy some rare sunshine here in old Ballarat town.
Yeah, so our two teams have got Catherine McAuley College, and they're coming from
Bendigo? Bendigo way, yeah. Isn't it interesting? We've got the boys coming from Bendigo and we've got the lads coming from Warrnambool as well. And meeting halfway in the middle in the best regional stadium, I'm going to say in Australia. Why not? Mars Stadium here in Ballarat. Lovely ground. You can see the deck out there. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I reckon that's going to be conducive to some good football today.
Exactly, and Emmanuel College would be glad to even have this grand final this year around. In 2020, this event, the whole league here was cancelled due to COVID. In 2021, Emmanuel College did make this same grand final last year up against Box Hill Secondary College, but due to another lockdown, it never ended up happening. So here we are in 2022. Yeah,
it'll be good to be back, I suppose, or kind of back for Emmanuel College. I know that because it was cancelled last year, we didn't get to the big game. I'm sure there'll be a lot of boys that unfortunately missed that opportunity and weren't able to pull on the boots. But they're out there today in their lovely white jumpers with the dark blue shorts. We've got them on screen now. The boys from Emmanuel College down in Warrnambool, who are celebrating as a school their 150th year this year, Emmanuel College. So it'll be a great way to celebrate that with the Premier League boys title, and Catherine McAuley from Bendigo, as we said, in the blue and gold.
Yes, wouldn't it be nice? And so both teams have been undefeated so far in both pools A and B. So really, this is the game to be watching.
Bragging rights up for grabs. Both teams did really well getting through their groups or pools, Pool A and Pool B, and then both teams with good wins in the semi-final as well. I think Catherine McAuley, they secured a 1-point win in their semi-final game over Rowville Secondary College. And then Emmanuel College, far more comfortable in their semi-final, I should say, victory, knocking off Bendigo Senior College by 43 points. So it's going to be a good contest today.
And so we're just getting prepped on the ground down here. Boys in position. We've got a few visitors as well in the crowd here. They coming along as I parked up myself. So some good support as we get to the first bounce.
So here we go then for the Premier League Boys Grand Final. School Sport Victoria at Mars Stadium. Catherine McAuley in the blue and gold, as we mentioned, and Emmanuel College in the white jumpers today. Good to see the boys from Emmanuel. They had a bit of trouble with the a late bus, I think. I'm not sure about the bus schedule down there in Warrnambool, but they're here, and they're getting the first kick as well to the outer side. That was Jamie Lloyd getting the first real disposal towards the outer side. We'll call that let's call that the Sovereign Hill side of the ground. Sovereign Hill's out there somewhere, out that way. And we've got an early chance here to see how the two teams are going to go with or from the stoppage, rather.
Got a throw in already just here.
Yeah, in the ruck, that was Jacob Nihill taking it and slamming it onto the boot. Catherine McAuley going to the left of screen, or the Creswick Road end of the ground. And getting that kick away, as I mentioned, Jacob Nihill from Sandhurst Junior Footy Club. He's also on the list, the Bendigo Pioneers, who are the team that are in the NAB League Boys, and that's where all of their talent comes from, obviously Bendigo and out that way. Bit of a shallow throw in, but picked up nicely by Harry Keast, who sends Emmanuel back towards the centre wing position. And just getting a hand on that one, Eli Pearce for Catherine McAuley to stop it from going out of play. And so a ball in between centre wing and left half forward. Emmanuel College going to the right of screen. And we should mention 20-minute flat quarters here in this Premier League Boys Grand Final. We've gone only 90 seconds and still awaiting our first score. Jacob Nihill and Jordan Garner in the ruck, trying to burst through there, did well. That was due to Green. Turned over though. Eli Pearce got a handball off to his teammate, who goes back down towards the wing. The ball living on the wing on that side of the ground early on. Harrison Kelly did well. Onto the boot. They've gone back inside 50 here. Catherine McAuley. Maybe a chance out the back here for Fox. Did the team thing. Centering ball. Oh, and it was a well-weighted kick, but great stuff there from Jamie Lloyd just to get a hand in. A while back there for Emmanuel College. Gives the handball to his running teammate. And we're going to get some action here on the broadcast side of the ground. Coming across, not quite able to take that intercept mark was Jack McMahon. Good work there by Xavier Mearsbergen to try and paddle it to a teammate. Hemmed in on the boundary line here and taken over eventually. That was Oliver Mayman. Good tackling there by Luaman Lawal. Lawal, who is from South Warrnambool. We've got a few boys from that football club out there today for Emmanuel College. So many of these guys play their football out there in the Hampton Football Netball League.
What also means they'd be known to each other and their playing styles as well.
Well done there, Nihill. Just put it on the boot down the line. And here is Luman Lawal, who's had a bit of it early. Playing off half back. He might not be happy with that kick. He set his teammate Curran O'Donnell a task. And now Lawal goes back in and he's going to win a free kick for too high. So getting plenty of disposals early on here off half back. The young man from South Warrnambool. What's he going to do here? He's looking inboard. He'll be hoping this kick's a bit better than his last one. And it's much better, and he goes short and finds his mate there. I think that was number 13 there, Ollie Smith, who goes to Ollie Myers. And for the first time, it's Emmanuel College inside forward 50, and they've got some numbers at the fall of it. Will White's onto it. Handball back to Myers. Hurry left foot kick was smothered. Might have to go again there, Myers. Coming through, well done. And now Catherine McAuley a chance. Flicking a handball forward was Riley McQueenie. Come back here to Eli Pearce. Bangs it on the boot. 1-on-1 in a great position. Fox just edged his man under the football. That was Max Powell on the last line of defence. And so an opportunity here for Rowan Fox to put through the first goal of this boys' grand final from about 20 metres out right in front. Young fella Rowan from the Strathfields Junior Footy Club. He kicked a goal against Cedar Colleges in the second game of the pool round. To the Creswick Road end of Mars Stadium. Shouldn't have any issues with here, Rowan, and he doesn't. Goal umpire didn't move, and Catherine McAuley, oh, they're happy. They're on the board early. Rowan Fox kicks the first, and they're away, the boys from Bendigo. That was great play there. Chelsea through the middle of the ground. It looked like they had an opportunity, Emmanuel College, to go forward, and then they just got that hand in to smother the handball, and then they had runners through the middle of the ground, and it's always good to see. You want to move the football quickly and get it into your key forward, of which Rowan Fox is, and was in position 1A to take that mark and get Catherine McAuley off to a good start.
He looked really comfortable kicking that goal as well in that replay just now. And we begin again here.
Eli Pearce in the middle of the ground. Just loses out. Strong tackle in there applied by the Catherine McAuley player. That was Riley McQueenie. who was another one who kicked that goal in their big win over Cedar Colleges in round 2. So just forward of centre for Emmanuel College. Another chance here for Mulqueenie. Slung off the boot and now charging through. Curran O'Donnell kicked towards the teeth of goal, and a great mark taken right on the boundary line. And a chance here for a quick response. This is Will White, a young man who kicked 6 goals in Emmanuel College's semi-final win over Bendigo Secondary College. He's deep in the pocket. He steps out, he goes around the corner and slams it into the goal post, and a missed early opportunity there.
They would have really liked to have responded to the goal on the other end of the ground, hey?
Well, he's one, no doubt Catherine McAuley would have their eyes on in the back line, and they'll be saying, don't let him kick 6 goals, otherwise it's going to be bad news for us. Really well done there by Connor Byrne, who can run to 40 and have a go here. He's kicked it back towards the pocket. Another chance there for Will White through his hands. This has been a good response from Emmanuel College after coughing up the first goal. Lowell back into the action here at the back, onto the loose ball, bundled over. Play on's the call. Handball here from, that was number 23, Archer Day Wicks, off to his teammate, in the direction of Jasper Cheeseman, who's coming in board, getting a good hand in the defender there. So we'll get a ball in just outside 50. Catherine McAuley attacking the left of screen. 1 straight 6 early on, a goal for Rowan Fox, and one behind I should say, for Emmanuel College. Ball in just outside 50. Smacking it forward there, Nihill again. Do we have numbers back in defence here? Lual racking up the football in the back 50 for Emmanuel College. That's a lovely kick coming out, but Connor Byrne couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Good second effort. Sweeping handball now, looking for Ollie Smith. Can they bounce off half-back? Well, he's just set upon by a couple of boys wearing the blue and gold from Catherine McAuley, and now penalised for holding the ball. That was young Jack McMahon from Golden Square. Really good pressure there, Ollie Smith. Long hair and headband. Short kick. Here's Ethan Boyd in the long sleeves, centre wing broadcast side. That kick's gone very short. The umpire paid it, and Harry Keast has it now. And hits up his teammate. This is Amon Radley, who's got his brother out there today, Finn. This is Amon, who sends it towards the hot spot. Big fist in from the Catherine McAuley defender. Now maybe a chance here through Eli Pearce. Bombs one. He's kicked that all of 60 metres back into the middle of the ground, but it will be coming back. Intercept mark right in the middle of the ground for Emmanuel College, who are just going straight back towards the attacking 50. And a really good mark taken in front. The umpire says he had enough of it. And so a chance here for Emmanuel College right in front. And I think that might be the number 1, Connor Byrne. Needing to turn around so we can see the number on his back or on his shorts even, and it is Connor Byrne. Now this is a young guy, Chelsea, from the Koroit Football Netball Club. He made his senior debut for that club last month. And since then in the seniors he's kicked 15 goals in 6 games. So you'd have your money on him to slot Emmanuel's first goal. 40 out right in front. It's drifting a little bit, and would you believe it, another poster for Emmanuel.
You would not believe it. Hey, he looked really confident coming in as well, but no, a little too far to the right, and it's hit the post.
Well, for disappointed as they will be, Emmanuel, they will be happy to see that their dangerous boys inside the forward 50 are finding themselves in good positions. Maybe a bit unlucky not to get a free kick there, Emmanuel. Eli Pearce, who's racking up the football back into the middle of the ground, but well done, Jamie Lloyd. Another one who has a brother out there today. Oh, a brave mark coming across in front. Catherine McAuley, right in the middle of the ground. Will Stewart going short. Happy to possess the football here, the boys from Bendigo. This is Oliver Mayman, who sends them back inside 50. Here comes Fox again. It just bounced off his chest. He looks like the focal point going forward for Catherine McAuley. Good handball there from Myers. Found the running Luau. They've looked pretty good in transition, to be fair, the boys from Warrnambool. Oscar Pollock, handball off to his mate, whose kick's gone very wide, and that was Will White, who couldn't do much about it. Approaching the middle stages of the opening quarter, still just the 1 goal. Catherine McAuley, Rowan Fox, the goal kicker. 1 straight 6 they are, but really since they kicked that goal, Chelsea, Emmanuel have probably looked the more threatening team going forward. Just unfortunately for them, 2 behinds to show for it.
Yeah, it's been down there forward 50 for, a good solid 10 minutes just now, going backwards and forwards from the centre. And it really just shows that they just need to convert that into a goal.
It's still the most important thing, I think, in football. We've got all these different weird and wacky stats, And I know the nerds love them, but I still think the most important thing in footy is taking your opportunities in front of goal, which these teams up to this point really have. I mean, Catherine McAuley through their 4 wins, 383 points, so they're averaging just under 96 points in those games. Emmanuel College, 4 wins from 4, 279 points. They're averaging just under 70 points a game. So both of these two teams have been able to hit the scoreboard aplenty. Obviously, as we mentioned, these are the 2 best teams making it to the grand final, so maybe scoring might be a little bit harder to come by as a free kick's pulled out centre wing out of side for Catherine McAuley. They go towards the 50. 1-2, good grab, good hands there by Archer Patterson, young man from Carisbrook Footy Club, heads out towards the pocket, and there's a nice mark taken in front. Guess who? Rowan Fox, the goal kicker. Everything going forward is going through this man, and he's going to have another shot at goal. He turns his back on the goal, about 30 out in the right pocket, right forward pocket. Bit tougher than a 45-degree angle, but they're kicking towards the end that is sheltered from the conditions here at Mars Stadium.
It's pretty still here today. Not too much wind at all.
Last one went straight through the middle. It's a little bit more difficult kick, but Fox, well, I was going to say he's up to it, but he's not. He's just got that one narrow, and so Rowan Fox is 1 goal 1. Catherine McAuley, 1 goal 1. Emmanuel College 2 behinds, and so it's a 5-point game with the boys from Bendigo leading as Emmanuel look to come out this near side through Jamie Lloyd in the long sleeves. Kicks towards a pack, reaching for it there. Eamon Radley off hands. Reggie Mast trying to come through into the middle of the ground, sliding in, not quite a mark there. Jasper Cheeseman Luau picked that up so cleanly. Well done. Emmanuel on the burst, coming forward. It's Curran O'Donnell, 1-on-1 deep inside forward 50, out the back. Connor Byrne dangerous. Here's a goal. Oh, and Jack Smith, who just got bumped out of it early, and Connor Byrne read the flight of the football brilliantly. And when that ball bounced and tracked towards the goal square, and Connor Byrne was in on goal, and it was, well, very, very dangerous for the Bendigo boys in the defence. They got their first goal, I'm sorry, Chelsea. First goal for Emmanuel, and they're in front for the first time today.
And Jack Smith had the chase, but just not quite there for the burst of energy that Connor Bryan has provided to snap that one in. As we restart just here in the middle.
Well, they look to be the 2 boys for their respective sides, doing all the damage up forward. Rowan Fox, Catherine McAuley in the blue and gold, and Connor Byrne, who also now has 1 goal 1 himself. Remember, hit the post with the first look for the boys in white. Now it's Rowan Fox, 1-1. Connor Byrne for Emmanuel, 1-1 as well, but the boys from Warrnambool lead now, 1-8. They are leading Catherine McAuley 1-7 with just over 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter in the Premier League Boys Grand Final. You're watching on the School Sport Vic website and all across our social media channels as well. Brent Sternberg and Chelsea Ryan here with you as the ball's back into the middle of the ground and just slamming it forward. Toby Travaglia, and a brave mark going back, taken by Finn Radley. We've already seen his brother Eamon a couple of times today. It's an interesting kick. It's a brave mark going back, taken by Darcy Emerston. Right back into the hole with a couple of opponents bearing down on him. Emerston just hoists them back towards the attacking 50. From the back there, I think that was Fox who had to go with the spoil. Coming off half back now for Emmanuel is O'Donnell. Hits up Eamon Radley. Handball. Here they come through. Harry Keast, and Keast gave it off to O'Donnell. They go back to full forward. That might just carry all the way. Oh, trying to keep it in cleverly. Well done, Will White. Bird lurking, got a couple to beat. Catherine McAuley just have to halve this contest. Oh, off the ground, throwing a boot at it. Mitch Lloyd, and off hands him through for another minor score, but they are looking mighty dangerous going forward. Emmanuel College, it's another behind for them. 1-3-9, they are leading Catherine McAuley 1-1-7.
And just 6 minutes to go in our first quarter just here. Brent, what have you been thinking so far of the game?
Well, it's been a great game. It's been a pretty open game. I think both teams, you can see, are trying to back in their scoring prowess. That's a lovely gather on the outer side by Ethan Boyd, just quietly. Can't be kept in by Segde Lucardi. But I think both teams will be a little bit worried about how dangerous the opposition looks when they go inside 50 and get the football out the back. You've already seen Connor Byrne kicking a goal in that exact fashion, and they were a little bit lucky that Catherine McAuley, that is, were a bit lucky that they didn't get stung for another goal out the back there. So maybe just some adjustments to be made by the coaching staffs at the first break as they go back towards the 50. Emmanuel College, good spoil came in there by the young number 20 Harry Keast. Got numbers back here. Catherine McAuley, Jack McMahon kicking to the outer side. Couldn't quite link up with his teammate who backed up with a great tackle. I think that's a number 6 out there, Riley Mulqueeny from Strathfield Say Junior Footy Club. Already seen him a couple of times. He's got that right shoulder taped. Gets up to take a free kick after that good tackle and good reward from Riley. Asking for some options to come at him. He's gone into the middle of the ground. Trying to go off the deck there was Darcy Edmiston. Eventually they go back into the attacking zone. Good spoil come from Boyd. Fox might be another chance here. He's got a few white jumpers to contend with. Curran O'Donnell's got himself into a good position. He runs onto it in the back pocket for Emmanuel College. A couple of defenders link up, although Lawal for one of the red opportunities can't get away. Bumped off the kick there was Boyd, or Lloyd I should say. Well, maybe a bit lucky not to get a free kick in there, or unlucky I should say. Josh Gillies a bit too high. And now Mulqueeny and Lawal are having a little how do you do. 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Emmanuel College lead by 2 points. It's a tight tussle out there in the Premier League Boys Grand Final. Catherine McAuley are behind, but they've got it inside forward 50. Trying to get onto it here is Gillies, bundled off it. Held up well back there, Emmanuel College, and now a high ball towards the broadcast side. Had to beat a couple of them, Nihill. Did as best he could. Oh, gee, hospital handball there, looking for, I think that was Judah Green. Soccering it, that was dangerous. Catherine McAuley a chance. It's taken here by Butler. Lovely kick around the body. And standing right on the goal line was Ethan Boyd, but he hasn't managed to get a hand on it, and so they've got their second, a late one. Catherine McAuley, well done there. I believe that was Wilson Butler, the number 15, a terrific goal. We'll have a look at it on the replay here, Chelsea. What do you think of this? Great play, great forward craft.
Yeah, there was a bit of scrounge work in it down there, but almost had the fingers on it. Number 18, Ethan Boyd from Emmanuel, but not quite the stretch enough to get, a touch there. And second goal, they'd be really happy. Still a couple of minutes left to go in this first quarter. And Emmanuel would want to respond with their second as well. I'm pretty sure they'd be keen for that. Wilson
Butler from the Sandhurst Football Netball Club. Got a few gentlemen out there today from that team. So 2-1-13. Catherine McAuley, Emmanuel College 1-3-9. They do go forward again, the boys from Bendigo, but sweeping across off half-back was Reggie Mast. Free kick behind the play here. And there was an advantage paid, and now the umpire has said holding the ball. So Catherine McAuley with 2.5 minutes to play, take over. They've got runners on the outer side. Here's the goal kicker, Butler. Handball to his teammate who sends them out into the pocket. In a good position, going back bravely there, Finn Radley.
That was a bit of gymnastics just there.
Yeah, the headstand there, the number 23 from Catherine McAuley, Archer Day Wicks, who's a very good player. For another one from Strathfield, say Junior Footy Club. He represented Bendigo last year against Ballarat in the interleague match. So with 2 minutes to play, Catherine McAuley have the lead back and back inside 50. Day Wicks handball turnover. Trying to use the outer side here. Emmanuel College bounced off the hands there of Tim Long. Now a good handball back into the middle. Come unstuck, but they do have numbers here. Emmanuel College, that was Hoffman who got it back to O'Donnell. And now a high kick back inside 50. Catherine McAuley defender looking for a free kick, maybe for tunnelling. Boone lurking again. Oh, his handball's just missed Ollie Smith, and they were away there, Emmanuel, but just couldn't link up with the handball. And coming out to get it here now again is O'Donnell. Great stuff. Handball back inboard. Got it off to Wallerman. Long ball inside 50. 4-on-2 here in favour of Catherine McAuley. Well done there. Good forward pressure from Will White to lay the tackle, and there'll be a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Emmanuel College.
I feel like looking at our screen just here in the ground that there's a lot more yellow and blue out there than there is white for Emmanuel College at the moment. They're saturating the space.
It does look like they're working a lot harder. They've really lifted since the midway point of the quarter, trying to take it out of the ruck. Radley did so effectively. His kick was ineffective and it's off hands and out of play. So just time here for Catherine McAuley, who lead by 4 points, just to batten down the hatches and try and get numbers back and get the ball out of here. They don't want to concede a late one. They'll take the lead, Emmanuel College, if they're able to pinch a late snag here. Ball in dispute, about 25 out. Ball popped out momentarily. White couldn't take it. Amon Radley just throws a haymaker at it. Off the ground goes McCarthy. Bouncing ball to the outer side. 1-on-1 here. I'm sorry, Chelsea, go on.
Now a bit of a tussle just there.
Into the final 20 seconds. Great handball out looking for Harry Keast. Couldn't quite take it. Oh, and now should be rewarded with a holding the ball tackle. It was a good tackle from Toby Travaglia. Umpire said play on. Nick Sheriff just bombs one back towards the wing. A nice intercept mark, but I dare say they're going to run out of time. And in fact, they are. So one last mark right on the quarter-time siren, Curran O'Donnell, who kicks it back to the umpire with his side trailing at quarter-time. It is Catherine McAuley, who are 2-1-13. Leading Emmanuel College 1-3-9. Just quickly, Chelsea, before I hand it back to you, the goal kickers for Catherine McAuley in the opening quarter. Rowan Fox with one, Wilson Butler with a beautiful left foot snap that just managed to evade the fingertips of Ethan Boyd from Emmanuel College on the goal line. He's got a goal. And Connor Byrne, the lone goal kicker in that opening term for Emmanuel College.
Yes, both teams have come out guns blazing, I feel. Emmanuel College does need to be the one that, converts it. It's been down their forward 50 for a good solid, I believe, 15 minutes of this quarter. So really it's about them finishing off the job just there, coming from Catherine McAuley on the other side. A bit of a scroungy, bit more of a, on the ground, but they've produced the goods. I
think Catherine McAuley will be really proud of that opening term. I know they sort of lost the ascendancy for a short moment there, but they really started to work a lot harder. You mentioned that it looked like there was more jumpers, blue and gold jumpers in the frame, and it's amazing what can happen when you lift your work rate and you get more numbers to the ball, and good things start to happen for you.
Well, yeah, what would you be saying as a coach to the Catherine McAuley team at the moment?
Keep up the good work. I think they're doing a lot of things right. I think they're probably having a look at what maybe broke down in the midway point of that opening quarter that allowed Emmanuel College to wrestle the ascendancy back. I think they might be a little bit concerned with how dangerous Emmanuel College have looked on transition, getting it off half back with Lual and Finn Radley's been involved. So that might be something that they look to clamp down as we head towards the second quarter.
And what about for the other side here, Emmanuel College? I see hands in the air already describing. They've got a few groups.
Yeah, so they're in
on
their,
the ground.
Sorry, Chelsea, they're in their positional groups. I think they'll be really happy with how they've looked off, bouncing off half back, and they have looked so dangerous going inside the attacking 50. And really, they should have the lead. I mean, they've had two pretty gettable opportunities that have hit the post, haven't they? So I think they'll be pretty happy that some things are going their way, and just try and straighten up in front of goal when they get it there.
Beautiful. Well, this quarter time break is 7 minutes, so please hang tight with us. We'll be back very shortly after this break. And welcome back to the School Sport Victoria Premier League Boys Footy Grand Final down here in Ballarat. I'm Chelsea Ryan, and with me I've got Brent Sternberg. First quarter, it's done. We're into the second.
Yeah, good opening term. Both teams with opportunities to score. I think Catherine McAuley certainly made the most of theirs. They'll be disappointed that they're behind at the first break, Emmanuel College, but that's okay. Still 3 quarters to go as the sun pokes its head through, and we're just about set to go in the second quarter here. You can see 12 degrees here. That's balmy, 12 degrees by Ballarat standards. Not even in the middle of winter. I was going to say in the middle of winter, but it's only just begun, hasn't it, really? But, 4 points the lead for Catherine McAuley. We remind you, the blue and gold jumpers, boys down from Bendigo, and Emmanuel College in the white jumpers. Boys from Warrnambool 4 points behind as we get the opening quarter underway, and after it there is Harry Keast. Went to ground without the football. Good pressure in there by the Catherine McAuley players. We mentioned in the opening term, Chelsea, about how dogged they were and how hard they worked around the football. Looks like more of the same here in the early stages. It's toe poked forward there by Hoffman. Aim on Radley. Handball looking there for, that's Jazz Lang in amongst all of that. Eventually again though, the blue and gold numbers will win out. Socket one out towards the wing. Radley come through but couldn't hold on to the tackle. That was Darcy Edmiston who popped a handball to Nihill, who was crunched as he threw it on the boot. Bouncing ball towards the half forward line, and it'll run away and out of play at left half forward for Catherine McAuley, who are going to the right of screen if you're watching on the School Sport Vic website or all across our social channels as well. The boys from Bendigo, Catherine McAuley 2-1-13. Leading Emmanuel College 1-3-9 as we need our volunteers to jump over the fence and go and get the football. And we've got a female boundary umpire out here today. It's great to see. We know that this is not just a development pathway for the boys, but also umpires as well. And of course, we'd have no game without them. Ball in at half forward, trying to work a kick forward was Harry Keast again. I like the look of him. He's been pretty good in the clinches. There's a great tackle by Finn Radley. One of the Radley brothers out there today, he caught Jasper Cheeseman cold, and so he's got it at right on the back 50 for Emmanuel College, who are going towards the centre wing.
Oh, what a mark.
Yeah, it's the two brothers linking up. Finn goes to aim on. He's got it right on the boundary line on the outer side. Great fist in him there from Eli Pearce. Sends it out of play. Centre wing, outer side.
And another throw in on the wing just here is what we've got. Emmanuel College looking to be in control at the moment. Let's see who gets the tap. And it is McAuley. Catherine McAuley, bit of a smother just there, still soccer booting down that end.
Great work there by Ollie Myers. Just unfortunate for him that he ran out of space. That's what happens when the ball's hemmed in on the boundary line on the outer side. Ollie from Port Fairy Football Netball Club. As we mentioned, a lot of the boys from Emmanuel College playing in that league out in Warrnambool. Oh, busting through. Great play there. That was the number 8. That was Judah Green, whose handball come unstuck, and you could see the frustration on his face as Catherine McAuley whisked it up their end. Ethan Boyd taken in a strong tackle. That was our man, Rowan Fox. Did well to force the football out of play, and we'll get a boundary throw in the pocket for Catherine McAuley just underneath the scoreboard that says we played nearly 3 minutes in the second quarter here. It is Catherine McAuley 2-1-13 leading Emmanuel College 1-3-9. No score added to our quarter time score. Just quickly the goal kickers again, Rowan Fox and Wilson Butler for Catherine McAuley, and Connor Byrne, the lone goal kicker for Emmanuel College, as that one goes straight up and down the chimney. Trying to knock that one on was Boyd. Oh, I might have interfered there, the Emmanuel College players, and then a flying shot at goal is just offline. The first score of the second quarter is a minor one for Catherine McAuley. I think that might have been Jasper Cheeseman bursting through there. So it'll be 2-2-14. Catherine McAuley. Emmanuel College 1-3-9 is sliding in to take a good mark low down for Emmanuel College, and then coming short to Segde Lucardi. Another one from Port Fairy. He kicked Port Fairy's only 3 goals on the weekend in their loss against North Warrnambool. His kick comes down the line. This is Keast, I think. I can see the number 20 there, Harry Keast. Goes bounding off the mark, and a good intercept mark in front there taken by Oliver Mayman. And so they can set up off half-back here, Catherine McAuley.
It's Oliver Mayman looking for options here at the moment, going down the wing, the broadcast side of the ground.
Ooh.
Bit of a belter just there in the mix. Zooming in on that tackle, and it's going to be a ball up on the ground. Going again just here. Catherine McAuley got hands on it. No handball just there, scrounging on the ground. That's Eli Pearce in the middle of it from Emmanuel. A smothered kick from McAuley, out of bounds. The call is...
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I thought that might have been touched off the boot, but the boundary umpire was right there. Curran O'Donnell has the ball in his hands. Another one from the Koroit Footy Netball Club. He's playing senior football this season. A couple of goals in 4 games. We've got a whistle here for holding on, and it's going a free kick. It is a free kick, I should say, going Emmanuel College's way. Not sure why Will White wasn't able to take the advantage there, but a free kick to be taken by Eamon Radley. Pops it up to the hot spot. Oh, a big fist swung there. Fresh airy. That might have been Xavier Mearsbergen who had another go. Over it now is Oscar Pollock for Emmanuel College there, under all sorts. Back there, Catherine McAuley. Eventually they will get out. The releasing kick comes to the broadcast side. Good effort there by Jasper Cheeseman. Didn't take the football initially and then applied a really good tackle on Harry Keast. Umpire says, give it to me and I'll ball it up at half forward.
I was impressed with that tackle, and so was the crowd. You can hear them cheering from the side.
Getting a big run up at that ruck contest was Jordan Garner. Harry Keast, high up and under. That's gone almost nowhere except up. Off hands and taken by Eli Pearce. Good smother. There a go here now through the middle, Emmanuel. Mast. Long ball inside forward 50. There's numbers in the white jumpers lurking. Busting through. I think that's Will White on the left boot. It's across the face of goal. Will stay in the field of play momentarily. Good defending back there. I have to locate the number on that player because he's had a couple of great attempts. Coming through Judah Green, did well. Handball looking for O'Donnell, who's taken in a good tackle, and he'll be cooked for holding the ball. Once again, oh, now that should have been a 50, I think. We've got folks in the grandstand calling for it, but they're a bit ragged back there at the moment. Catherine McAuley, it's all Emmanuel College going forward. Here comes the clearing kick to the broadcast side. Look at all the white jumpers, an intercept mark taken by Reggie Mast.
So the boys go down into the forward 50 as he looks like he's going to boot a big one.
Torpedo Reggie, come on.
Going as far back as he can.
Oi! Wow.
Oh, that would have been exciting, wouldn't it? That could have been the mark of the game. But no, not to be the case. Still in possession though, Lowell. Coming across the front. Oh, went to do the spin kick on goal just there, but Catherine McAuley have got control of the defence coming out of the 50 and along the wing of the Creswick Road side. So 23, Archer Day Wicks, but not meant to be. Number 18, Ethan Boyd from Emmanuel College. Pushes it through to the wing, 22, Ollie Myers, looking for options coming across. He's communicating with his hand there. Boys, come on. Does a little bit of a little kick in the middle there. Number 12, Luke Kenner, has possession just now. Bit of a 1-2 step over. Dancing, another little kick just to come across. I feel like they're not really sure about what play they're going to be doing moving forward. Not too many options. It means Catherine McAuley has been putting on that defensive pressure, and there it is, that outcome of that pressure coming across. They've done that a couple of times now, haven't they, Brent? They've kicked it, but straight to an Emmanuel College player.
I think it's a good point that you make, Chelsea, about Emmanuel College just being a little bit more reluctant to go inside forward 50 early on. They were going in with reckless abandon in the opening term. Just happy to just knock the ball around the middle of the field.
And a little bit of hesitation here again.
Oh, nearly a great mark. I think the umpire has paid it. That's Jordan Gardner, who went up and brought it down from the grey skies over Ballarat today. 4 points the lead. Catherine McAuley over Emmanuel College in the 2022 Premier League Boys Grand Final. Long left foot kick inside 50. There's some white jumpers here. come off the hands, trying to get away is Keast. Did well, sold the dummy. Great kick back to the hot spot. Almost a good mark there taken by Judah Green. Now spinning clear and getting it onto the left boot and just about kicking a goal. That's a great finish.
Finally, a great finish. Took a while, but, they've got the points, and that's what it's about. Another goal on the board.
Well, I'm going to have a guess and say that player, will have to catch it on the replay to see who that is. It's Cooper Hoffman. If he's not a left footer, and he's kicked that on his non-preferred, that is a fantastic finish from Cooper Hoffman, and Emmanuel College are back in front. Cooper Hoffman, who is from the Warrnambool, another one from the Warrnambool Footy Netball Club, and we shouldn't be surprised that he's out here kicking goals. Chelsea, he kicked 6 goals on the weekend for Warrnambool in that big win over Port Fairy.
Well, yeah, that is some good practice for today's midweek game down here in Ballarat. It is a little chilly with conditions at the moment. Bit of a rain earlier this morning, so the ground is going to be a little bit wet today.
They're back in front, Emmanuel, by 2 points. Great tackle in there by Archer Patterson. Nailed him, and the umpire said, "It's all fair." I'll ball it up on the attacking edge of the centre square. But Catherine McAuley getting there late Garner, but he did win the hit out. Here's the goal kicker, Hoffman. Here they come through the middle of the ground again, through Curran O'Donnell. Oh, getting a bit of lift there. Springing his heels, I think that was Keast. Or rather, it was number 23, Mitch Wallerman. Hack kick back towards the goal square. Bouncing ball, it's just off target. In fact, it's rattled into the goalpost again. It's their third poster, Emmanuel. And that was Connor Boone lurking at the teeth of goal, and so another behind. And Emmanuel College just really threatening in this second quarter. 2-4-16, leading Catherine McAuley 2-2-14. As the Bendigo boys look to spread it to the outer side, and they've got it here at half back. 9.5 minutes to play in the second quarter, but they're under the pump. Catherine McAuley, long down the line. Oh, great grab, the fly at the back. He was the third man in. Terrific mark there by the young man with his shoulder taped. Sending a low, flat one down towards half forward, but Reggie Mast, who, not for the first time today, takes a really important intercept mark for Emmanuel College, who lead by 3 points. He is a left footer, but not a great kick. Great gather on the half volley there. That was Harrison Kelly. Handball off to his teammate. And a nice mark inside the defensive 50 taken by Ethan Boyd on the last line of defence. He's looking for Hoffman. Hoffman starting to get into the game. Kick that last goal. He wants to get it moving by hand. Oh, interesting handball, and then a rotten bounce and coming through. What a take there, Kelly. And a great piece of vision, a great piece of football to spot up his teammate. 35, 40 metres out right in front, and he'll have a go here. That's Jasper Cheeseman towards the right of screen. A bit of an opposite of what we saw in the first quarter. It was all Catherine McAuley early on, and then Emmanuel College lifted. It's been the other way around in this second term, Chelsea, as Cheeseman from right in front. Absolutely no angle to speak of. No issues at all to speak of. Beautiful. And it's goal for goal at Mars Stadium. Sorry, Chelsea.
No, just a beautiful kick. The boys were in the square just to, be the backup if you didn't make the distance, but no, certain nice straight line with the ball.
You see there on the replay, straight through the middle. I was going to say Jasper Cheeseman, remember the name, but who could forget that name, a name like that, Chelsea?
That's a great name. Let's hope we call it a little bit more in this remaining quarter of the second one for our game.
We've called it already a bit in the opening half. Just quickly, we should mention we did have the Premier League Girls Grand Final earlier today at Trevor Barker Oval. It was Rowville Secondary College victorious in that one over Maribyrnong College 52-21, so Rowville 31-point winners. Here's Kelly from the middle, just throwing it on the boot. Catherine McAuley going forward again. A couple of defenders just missed the football, trying hard in there for Emmanuel College with Keast. Kelly's come into the game. Cheeseman taken in a tackle. Gee, that was an early whistle for a ball up. I was expecting a free kick, and now we've got a little bit of how do you do. In amongst all of that is Judah Green, I think, so tempers flaring in the Premier League Boys Grand Final. The umpire's done well to sort all of that out. And get a ball up with Catherine McAuley inside 50. Nihil in the ruck, knocking it, looking for McQueenie. Towards the pocket they go. It's just going to bounce inside the field of play. Boyd's done well to keep it in. I'm wondering if that's what he meant to do. I bet he's wishing he saw it out of play now. It's a great rundown tackle from Riley McQueenie. Catherine McAuley just starting to lift in the latter stages of the second quarter here at Mars Stadium. He's going to pass it off, Chelsea. He goes to the hot spot. Oh, all the flyers come. Fox in the middle of all of that, who's gone quiet in the second quarter. Keast. Handball to Ollie Smith. Smith going long down the middle, looking for Amon Radley, but can't find him. McCarthy's going to send them back into the pocket. Oh, it was a beautiful kick, but just not able to hang on to the mark there was Xavier Meersbergen, and so a boundary throw in about 40 around from the goals to which Catherine McAuley are attacking. They're 3-2-20 leading Emmanuel College 2-4-16. It's the boys from Bendigo by 4 points.
And yeah, it has definitely been the hot place to be down in the forward pocket for Catherine McAuley just here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting another goal in the next couple of minutes or two, but another ball in just here. And it's a good vibe down here at Mars Stadium. Everyone's excited to be here, and it's a grand final we've all been waiting to happen. And coming just out the side there near the pocket. Another throw in.
Just over 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Ball's lived in Catherine McAuley's attacking half for the last couple of moments. Handball over the head there come from Patterson. Bit of a wild and woolly one. Oh, wanting a free kick there due to green. Umpire said play on. Nihill worked a little kick inside 50. Beaten by the bounce was Gillies. Still in the contest here. He's 1-on-1 with Luke Kenner. Getting a kick back into the corridor. Sliding in and taking the mark. Wasn't paid, not 15. Finn Radley just bombs that ball back onto the boots, and it's... Boy, that must have been close. Has it gone out on the full? Or?
I think it's gone out on the full.
Yeah, so the boundary umpire in a good position there. Setting the mark. 4.5 minutes to play. Catherine McAuley over Emmanuel College by 4 points. Nihill bombs one. Oh, just about Fox again, I think that was. Backs up with a good tackle. Umpire waving his arms to say play on, and now he's crossing himself to say a ball up in the left forward pocket. They're just having a difficult moment, Emmanuel College here, Chelsea trying to get it out of their back line, or even past halfway.
But they're not backing down just yet. They're still keeping that pressure up nice and high.
Good handball come from Kelly, his teammate. Rushes a kick back towards the teeth of goal. But again, they've got numbers here. Now maybe they can bounce off half-back with some sort of purpose. Boyd kicks it into the space where Lawal, look out, he's dangerous. Left foot kick. He wasn't real happy with it when it left the boot. At least they've got it to half forward now, Emmanuel College. I haven't seen it up here for a little while. Byrne comes in to apply the tackle. And we'll get a boundary throw in at left half forward. Emmanuel College 2-4-16 trailing Catherine McAuley 3-2-20.
Still nice and close here where anything can happen in the next 3.5 minutes. Emmanuel could just bust out a goal, or it could be heading back down Catherine McAuley's end. But Emmanuel College in place there, losing the ball just there. That was Oscar Pollock. Bit of a piles up just there. And up the ball goes.
Judah Green just walking underneath the nose of the umpire. Sorry, I want to get on this side of the contest. My bad. Oh, swooping on it. Well done there, Smith. Trying to win the football for Emmanuel College. Under the pump back there. Cheeseman again. This is a scrappy ball up for grabs here at half forward for Catherine McAuley. One player stripped of it. Down goes Keys. Turnover. Kelly been terrific. They're on their way now. Catherine McAuley. Pearce goes for a run. One bounce. Could have had a second. Goes towards an open goal square. Great kick. Weighted it beautifully. And that is outstanding football from Catherine McAuley. And the reward on the end of it will be an Archer Day Wicks goal from the top of the goal square.
Did it with such ease.
And speaking of ease, Day Wicks off not even one step, half a step, pops it through. And so the man who kicked 4 goals against Cedar Colleges in the second game of the pool stage kicks his first here, and they've got their 4th, Catherine McAuley. How good was that line-breaking play? I think that's something that both teams have been trying to set up in this second quarter. We saw it pretty effectively in the opening term, but just hasn't quite come to fruition in the second term until then, Chelsea.
And that goal was kicked so casually by Wicks there as well. He already knew he had it in the bag. And adding to the score of Catherine McAuley, 3-2-20.
4-2-26 they will be now. Catherine McAuley, 4-2-26 to Emmanuel College, 2-4-16. So they jump out to a 10-point lead. Catherine McAuley in the shadows of half-time. They break the deadlock. We hadn't had a goal for a little while. We've got a free kick here for holding the ball, and that will go Emmanuel College's way. That was just so impressive through the middle of the ground. Eli Pearce was the one running and gunning, and to be able to, after having ran the distance that he did, and he had a bounce, going at full pace, to weight the kick so perfectly towards full forward was terrific, as there's another terrific intercept mark here taken by Henry McCarthy.
And it's coming back down the way of Catherine McAuley. And it's play on just there, coming down the line. Emmanuel looking very strong, though, in their defence, which they've had a great defence so far this second quarter, even though there has been a few goals that have popped through. They've kept the pressure on no matter what the outcome's been. And so just on the line, just here, bit of a scramble, and it's popped over there. Evan Cole wasn't able to keep that one in just then.
It was Toby Travaglia on the boundary line just a moment before, who did well to keep it in and then tried to get it to Cole. The handball, well, they just ran out of room, really. In the ruck there, it's Wilson Butler and Jazz Lang. Kick forward for Emmanuel College. They've got 10 seconds, and Travaglia's onto it, and they should be able to survive here. Emmanuel College, as there's a high ball back towards the wing, off hands, and the half-time siren will sound. And they've opened up a little bit of a break, the boys from Bendigo. It was a good second quarter from them. They had the ball trapped inside their forward half. They were only able to get a couple of goals for their efforts, but they do have a 10-point lead at the main break. A second quarter that was, as I mentioned, really dominated by them in terms of territory. We had a flashpoint as well there with a bit of biff, Chelsea.
Yeah.
4-2-26, Catherine McAuley lead Emmanuel College, 2-4-16. Just quickly the goal kickers before I hand it back to you, Chelsea. For Catherine McAuley, the boys in the blue and gold. Rowan Fox, Wilson Butler, Jasper Cheeseman and Archer Day Wicks. 2 goal kickers for Emmanuel College, Connor Byrne and Cooper Hoffman.
Yeah, tensions are definitely here down on the ground. Both teams very keen to be the victorious one for the grand final. We've got a bit of a break at half-time here. It's 20 minutes on the clock for the boys. I'm sure there'll be some key messages from the coaches, which we'll discuss a little bit when we come back. Enjoy the break. Chat very shortly.
There's no room, no space to win in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care.
Welcome back to the School Sport Victoria Premier League Boys Footy Grand Final here. We're at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. My name's Chelsea Ryan and I'm here with Brent Sternberg. Brent, we've had half of the game so far. What have you thought?
It's been a good game, hasn't it? Been a good contest here under grey skies, but good conditions for football. Been an interesting game in terms of momentum swings. You've had games that have had... or moments in the games, I should say, where one team has been dominating and they look like they might get away, and then the other sort of responded, but they've just skipped away. Catherine McAuley in the, we remind you, in the blue and gold jumpers, leading by 10 points as we're underway for the third quarter in the Premier League Boys Grand Final. Just got a couple of late goals in that second quarter to skip clear of Emmanuel College, who have been very good value, but probably just haven't quite made the most of their opportunities. They'll get another one here. Well done by Lual. Won a hard ball, not the best kick going forward. He might be another chance here, Luman Lawal, although he just lost his footing. Trying to get a boot to ball there, Mulqueenie. Now trying to bust through was Tim Long. He might have actually got a free kick in there. He has. Tim Long in the long sleeves to get up and take a kick at half back here for Catherine McAuley, who we remind you are 4-2-26, leading Emmanuel College 2-4-16. Down goes Lawal just off the ball. Maybe a chance here for Nihil. It was a good pick-up by the big man. Got it back. Forward handball. Might run out of room here. Tight roping the boundary line was Nick Sheriff, and he couldn't link up with his teammate, who was upended by Finn Radley. We'll get a ball in. Smack bang centre wing out of side. No, we won't get a ball in. A free kick, the umpire. That was a late call. Going the way of Will Stewart. Coming up, couldn't quite hang on to the mark. It was Reggie Mast. Good second effort. Looking for Ollie Myers. Catherine McAuley win it back. Eli Pearce, who had a great game-breaking piece of play that resulted in a goal in that second quarter. They hack it forward, Emmanuel College. Maybe a chance here for Amon Radley, who's got 2 or 3 gold and blue jumpers to beat. He may well win the day. Not quite. Well done there by Long. Had a couple of goes. Good handball back inside. Hurried kick, bouncing ball. Nice take there by Finn Radley, who just lost it behind his back. Oh, and then a poor kick inboard, and coming in to take the intercept mark is Edmiston, and they might be out here. Catherine McAuley, kick inside forward 50. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark, the forward there for Catherine McAuley, and now Boyd kicks it out towards centre half back, and Curran O'Donnell, I've liked the look of him, another man from Koroit Footy Netball Club, slides in, wanted to play on, almost just about ran himself into trouble, going straight up the middle of the ground. Now here's Myers. Just a hack kick forward and an easy intercept mark. Henry McCarthy, who's had some good moments across half-back. To the outer side, Patterson closed down by Finn Radley. Good pressure there from Finn Radley to cause the turnover. 2 and a bit minutes into the third quarter. Premier League Boys Grand Final. We remind you, Emmanuel College, who qualified for this game last year and didn't get to play it due to COVID. COVID forced the cancellation of many things last year, didn't it? Including the Premier League Boys Grand Final. Got some work to do here as they find themselves down by 10 points, and Catherine McAuley coming forward through Sheriff, who's just overcooked the kick. A mark taken in the back pocket by Emmanuel College's defender there, Segde Lagarde. Long ball down the line. Look at the pack underneath this. Off hands, and now they're out the outer side. Away they go. Will White in a good position. Had a couple of bounces. Kicking them inside, forward 50, Emmanuel College on the break, up the back, couldn't quite hang on there, that was Mitch Lloyd. Has support here in a teammate, but just couldn't quite find him by hand. Sheriff arriving on the scene, handball, bounced up to Henry McCarthy, who showed some candy, and spears one to the outer side, but there's too much on it for Will Stewart, and it bounces out of play, and we'll get another ball in outer side. Might just remind the viewers watching at home on the School Sport Vic website and social channels all across the place. The goal kickers for Catherine McAuley, Rowan Fox, Wilson Butler, Jasper Cheeseman, and Archer Day Wicks, all with singles, and the 2 goal kickers for Emmanuel College, Connor Byrne and Cooper Hoffman.
That was a kick there by Jacob Neal, and back across the line it goes. Yes, and everyone watching, we said at home, but there's also a lot of schools probably watching right now that have it live streaming straight to the school to see, who ended up getting into the grand final and also who's, become the premiers for 2022. So a big hello to Catherine McAuley College and all the viewers watching there, and Emmanuel College as well. So Bendigo and Warrnambool. out in regional Victoria. Pretty exciting that 2 regional teams got in as well, and that we're playing in a regional location too here at Mars Stadium.
And they're meeting in the middle, which is great to see, roughly right in the middle between the great cities of Bendigo and Warrnambool. Onto it now, it's Nick Sheriff around the body towards the goal square. Great defending on the last line of defence. Under the pump, but they should win out with numbers. And now here's Lual trying to get the handball back from whence it came. Onto the boot went Reggie Mast, and a good kick. Lands on the chest of his teammate centre wing, Ollie Smith. Short kick down the line. Better build up here from Emmanuel College. Off to the running Curran O'Donnell, who's running to trouble. Great movement, side movement there to get away from Nihill. Long ball inside 50, great grab. Strong hands, ripping it down is Connor Byrne, who kicked their first goal, and he says to the umpire and his teammates, calm down, I'm going to go back and slot this one and get my team right back in the game.
He had eyes on that ball for that mark just there. It was all him. He came in off the side.
I mentioned that he, very exciting young player, already playing senior football for Koroit. Not too difficult of an angle. He's only just made the journey and it's offline, so he's got 1 goal, 2 now, Connor Byrne. They go along to 2-5-17 Emmanuel College. They're just starting to rack up some missed opportunities. Wonder if they might live to regret that. Margin trimmed to 9 points. Catherine McAuley come long to the outer side, over the top reaching for it, Wallerman. Goes in to apply a good tackle and then just running out of space there was Darcy Edmiston. I was just going to say, for those that aren't entirely familiar with these 2 colleges, Catherine McAuley from Bendigo, as we've mentioned, a 2-campus Catholic secondary school in Bendigo, established in 1876. And they have 1 current AFL men's listed player. We'll give those at home a few moments to have a think about who that might be. And Chelsea, I might need you to remind me in about 10 minutes to actually give the answer, because I'll probably forget. And then Emmanuel College, they're celebrating their 150th year this year, established in 1872 as St. Anne's Convent of Mercy, and then took the moniker of Emmanuel College in 1991 as the boys from Emmanuel College will have a ball inside their forward 50. Some of the Emmanuel College alumni, Jonathan Brown, of course 3-time AFL Premiership player with Brisbane, Jordan Lewis, great Hawthorn player, Sean Ryan, current AFL umpire as well, and Kevin Cowboy Neal, who of course is a St Kilda VFL Premiership player, and there's not too many of them, let me tell you.
Well, it's always exciting to have people who have, been to your school as alumni to look up to and be like, if that's their pathway, I can do that as well.
And I have no doubt that we'll have people in the years to come saying that, Chelsea Ryan went to my school.
That's good old Ballarat. Shout out to Damascus College.
Ball up for grabs, I should say, here at half forward for Catherine McAuley. I reckon that's long enough to try and think of who the one Catherine McAuley AFL men's listed player is. It's Flynn Perez, North Melbourne player. They're not going very well, are they, North Melbourne? But that's no fault of Flynn Perez, as it's picked up there by Mulqueenie, who couldn't get his kick through the traffic. Of course, a big hello to Robbie Coyle, who's a big North Melbourne fan. He won't be very happy with me saying that the Kangas aren't going very well. As Lowell takes the kick in. Now, they've got numbers in the middle of the ground, Emmanuel. Through they come. Mitch Wallerman, long and direct, relatively open forward 50. Byrne lurking, picked up there by White. Might have been held onto without it. Smith. Now here's a chance for Mitch Lloyd. Kick skewed off the side of the boot. Look out, here comes Byrne. Did well to bustle over the defender, who then handballed it out deliberately, and the umpire says throw it in. Deliberate out of bounds does not exist in this game. And a boundary throw in the right forward pocket.
Well, it just makes it a little bit more exciting now. That's what we want. We want a bit of a closer game. So the goals, 4 to Catherine McAuley, 2 only for Emmanuel. So, they'd be scrounging for this one to get them really back into this game to set them up for that final quarter. But for 3-quarter time, we've got 10 minutes to go in it.
We're still awaiting our opening first goal, I should say, at the 3rd quarter. Catherine McAuley still leading 4-2-26. Emmanuel College an inaccurate 2-5-17. Can they peg one back here? Flashing through was Hoffman, who missed it. Gang tackle here. O'Donnell in there. Handball's popped out. You can hear the cries. The boys down there saying, you're hot, you're hot. They are at the moment. Mayman got a handball off. Long ball towards the wing. Out the back here, just went through the legs of the Emmanuel College player. Lucardi in there, goes to ground. In amongst it is Jasper Cheeseman, a goal kicker already for Catherine McAuley. Spills out. Harrison Kelly's after it, but emerging with it is Reggie Mast, and Emmanuel College back inside 50, but just not going forward with any real purpose or connection. Awkward bounce there for Xavier Meersbergen from White Hills Footy Netball Club. Having a really good moment here at Emmanuel College as we head towards the halfway mark of the third quarter, but they really need reward for effort on the scoreboard. Just one behind in this third quarter.
I think that kind of sums up a lot of their game. Reward for effort. They've been doing a lot of hard work in their forward 50 throughout the game and just haven't been able to convert them into goals.
Bradley did well to take it out of the ruck, and now Jamie Lloyd just trying to work it forward, and here's Will White onto the left boot, flying shot at goal and away to the left-hand side. So another behind for the lads from Warrnambool. 8 scoring shots to 6 now, but trailing by 8 points. Emmanuel College 2-6-18. Trailing Catherine McAuley 4-2-26, right at the midway mark of the third quarter. It's a close game on the scoreboard, but it doesn't really feel that close just because of how much Emmanuel College have been struggling to put the football through the big sticks, which is the ultimate end game. Well done by Will Stewart.
Tried to do a bit of a soccer off the ground there.
Did it once, was not so successful the second time. Oh, and now unlucky there. Mitch Lloyd soccers it out of play on the full. Out of bounds on the full, I should say. Mitch Lloyd. Koroit Footy Club, 9 goals in 4 games in the under-18s this year. 23 goals in 7 games in the under-16s. There's a nice mark taken down the line here by Jasper Cheeseman. In amongst all of that. Kept it low through the hands there of Mulqueenie. The numbers again piling up at half-back for the boys in the white jumpers. Big collision there. Byrne did well to put his body on the line, going back with the flight of the football. Mast can't get clear. Game just going up a level in the third quarter. They emerge with it again. Emmanuel College. Byrne turning onto the boot. Bouncing one to half forward. Awkward collect there for Amon Radley, who might have won a free kick, or he's been penalised in fact, on a free kick at half-back here for Catherine McAuley. Darcy Edmondson, I think that is. Copped a bump as he got the kick away. Almost strong hands in there shown by Archer Patterson. Bang! Big tackle. Umpire says play on, and backing up there was Jamie Lloyd in there too. Reggie Mast just going up a couple of gears, to be truthful, with 8 minutes and change to play in the third quarter. Still it's Catherine McAuley who lead by 8 points. Nyhill trying to win it down. Lual at the back of the stoppage had his head taken off. Oh wow, the umpire says holding the ball. Whoa, interesting decision. There were some people down there in the grandstand not happy. Luman Lual looked like he was taken high. The umpire instead said holding the ball. There's no justice in football. Mark not paid here to Reggie Mast. Chelsea Ryan can't believe it. We'll get a ball up. We will inside forward 50. We've got a little bit more argy-bargy as well here as Nick Sheriff has attracted the attention of a couple of the Emmanuel College players.
It's definitely heating up down here, isn't it, Brent?
Great take there. It is by Ethan Boyd. Handball to the running Hoffman. Hoffman to half forward. Out in front there, bouncing ball for Mitch Lloyd, who tight ropes the boundary line. Handball over the top there, looking for White. It's well done though by Tim Long to get his long-sleeved arms in the middle of all of that and knock it out of play. And with 7 minutes to play in the third quarter, still we await our first goal of the term. Can't believe that poor old Luman Lawal didn't get a free kick there. He did everything right, went after the football, trying to take the game on. Pop one around the eyeball.
It'd be even more frustrating if it ended up in a goal, you know, from that play just there after that free kick, but no, it didn't. They've still got a chance here. It is going down towards their end. They're in possession at the moment. Catherine McAuley, another soccer kick off the ground. A few popular ones just there in this game here. But chasing that up straight to Emmanuel College into the forward 50. Almost a beautiful mark, and that's Connor Byrne again having a crack at goal, but going across. It's number 10 from Catherine McAuley College, Josh Harris, collecting the ball there, pushing it out, but straight back to Emmanuel College. Number 23 has got the mark just there. That's Mitch Wallerman. And back to Catherine McAuley. It's been like a ping-pong game, hasn't it? Backwards and forwards, these two teams, hasn't it been, Brent?
Yeah, both teams are struggling to keep possession of the football as Boyd runs onto it at half-back. Handball to Max Powell. We've got a late whistle here. I think we had 2 Emmanuel College players who were upended after they got the football away. It's a free kick for Reggie Mast, who gets things moving on quickly. Just putting it over the head there of Wallerman. Maybe a chance here for Myers, but the blue and gold numbers will win out. And running off half-back now is Ollie Mayman. Nice looking kick down towards centre wing. A bit too tall there for Cheeseman. Emmanuel College with the numbers. Here's Judah Green, who spins onto the right boot. Lovely kick. Lace out to find Hoffman, who's still got it a kick and a half from home. They go across the top of the 50. Here's trouble. Oscar Pollock runs into an open goal. Oh, didn't quite have enough on it, but well done right on the goal line there. Will White onto the boots. And Emmanuel College have their goal that they so desperately desired with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, and it tightens up a little bit again. Catherine McAuley 4-2-26, Emmanuel College 3-6-24. It's a 2-point ball game.
That was a very direct, strong kick by Will White just out the front of goal. He's pumped. Yes. They're back on it, chasing that leading score at the moment. Just 2 behind, 26-24.
Well, they'll be happy with that, Emmanuel College. Of course, it's a goal that really has been coming. We haven't seen too much of the footy down the left-hand side of your screen, the Creswick Road end of the ground, to which Catherine and McAuley are attacking. They've finally got their goal, the first goal of the third quarter. It comes at the 15-minute mark. And Will White, who kicked 6 goals in their semi-final win over Bendigo Secondary College. He was really the man that got them here. And he's got his first goal in the grand final. It's a 2-point ball game as we head towards 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Going over the top there, Myers. Chance here for Green, runs onto it. They're starting to lift Emmanuel College. He had his legs taken out, Green, as he got the kick away. Here's Pollock, had the ball trapped behind him. Awkward handball from Ollie Mayman. Boys go after it. Ollie Myers in there for Emmanuel College. Judah Green, I should say.
Yeah, he's been putting his body on the line just here.
Got the Bailey Smith haircut going there, Judah. Maybe just a couple more months and that'll be the same length, I reckon, as the Bulldog superstar midfielder. Keast
Got it away.
Break free. Was strong. Got the handball away. Now here's Pearce, who wants to go backwards by hand. High up and under. Is going to float out on the full. And Emmanuel College will take over. Just under 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wouldn't they love a late goal and get their noses in front at the final break? Ollie Myers on that long left foot kick. He's going to run inboard and send it towards the pack, about 30 out. Massive fly from Connor Byrne. Gary Moorcroft at your heart out, and then Amon Radley. Beautiful on the outside of the boots, and in the blink of an eye, Emmanuel College hit the front.
Everyone getting around him just there. They are pumped. Catherine McAuley College should be a little bit concerned now. We've only got 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. They're going to want to respond with a goal before that time.
Wow, what a goal, but I'm so disappointed that Connor Byrne didn't hold on to that mark. That would have been one for the highlight reel. He seemed to just get up there and just wait up there all day. In the end, he couldn't quite complete the mark, but whoa, that would have been on the local news tonight, let me tell you. So Amon Radley on the outside of the boot. Beautiful goal, and Emmanuel College hit the front with just over 2 minutes to play. Can Catherine McAuley respond here? Haven't got long to do so. Picking it up in the middle of the ground is Kenner. Handball off to Gardner, who just sinks his boot into it. They go back towards half forward, Emmanuel College. Coming off half back here, he's going to be forced backwards. That's Mearsbergen. Oh, a couple of Catherine McAuley boys almost ran straight into one another. Well done, Jack McMahon. Back towards half forward, but a strong grab taken there by Reggie Mast. Beautiful kick into the middle. They're really starting to rock and roll, Emmanuel College. Onto the loose ball. O'Donnell stripped of it. Big tackle. Good call, umpire. And Toby Travaglia is rewarded. 90 seconds or so to play in the third quarter. Inside 50 they go. They've got no one out the back here. Catherine McAuley. Emmanuel College with numbers. Hurry kick towards this near side. Anywhere will do for now. Good one-on-one. Myers make it a 1-on-3. Did well though, Ollie. Boot the ball. It's gone backwards. Kept his backline teammates under the pump. Just trying to lift here. Catherine McAuley. Eli Pearce. Kick around the corner. Back towards the teeth of goal. Great defensive spoil. That come from Finn Radley. He's got his brother kicking goals up one end. Amon and Finn doing the dirty work on the last line of defence to see it through for a behind. And Emmanuel College now have 60 seconds to hold on to a slender lead at the final break. Ethan Boyd with the kick in. It's just died on him a little bit, reaching for it there, Sheriff. Couldn't hold on to the mark. He goes one-on-one with Harry Keast. The umpire says, give it to me. And the ball up just inside the attacking 50, 40 seconds to play. And they find one here, Catherine McAuley. Nihill took it out of the ruck somehow. Left boot, back towards the teeth of goal. Great courage shown there by Jamie Lloyd. Lual, handball to Finn Radley. Radley to the outer side. I reckon they're going to survive Emmanuel College. Just hoping that one bounces up for him, Ollie Smith, but the umpire says I'll throw it in. And so after trailing by 10 points at the main break, Emmanuel College lead at the final turn. 2 goals in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. And they've got their noses in front of Emmanuel College, the boys who were not able to play in the grand final last year due to COVID. But they have a 3-point lead as we turn for home. Emmanuel College 4-6-30, leading Catherine McAuley 4-3-27.
That was a very exciting last 5 minutes of that third quarter just then. Emmanuel College really bursting out and finally converting all that hard work that they're doing down, that forward 50 that they've got there. Catherine McAuley would be disappointed. They've been leading so far and they've had some great confidence once they get it down there. They've been keeping that defensive pressure on, but it's not enough, is it?
No, it's not, but I think they'll be disappointed with that third quarter, Catherine McAuley. Like you say, their back line, their defence was able to hold up for most of the quarter, but in the second half of that quarter, they just looked so threatening, didn't they, Emmanuel College? And the 2 goals that they had to get, they had to work really hard for them, so you give some sort of credit to the boys in blue and gold, but they're behind and they're going to have to come from behind in a grand final that has had some incredible momentum swings. 4 goal kickers apiece for these 2 sides. For Catherine McAuley, 1 each to Rowan Fox, Wilson Butler, Jasper Cheeseman and Archer Day Wicks, and 4 now for Emmanuel College. All singles, as I said, Connor Byrne, Cooper Hoffman, Will White and Eamon Radley with a lovely check side kick on the run from right in front to give the boys from Warrnambool the lead as we head towards 3-quarter time.
I really think that the messages for both teams are going to be to be on the attack, to have that confidence in themselves and their teammates to bring it up forward and just to go for goal, because you can't keep playing defensively. They need to get those scores on the board, and both teams need to do that. What do you think will be some of the key messages to the teams out there?
I think the Catherine McAuley coaching group will be disappointed with the fact that they got beaten up around the ball. There were so many times there where Emmanuel College, they won the clearance, and not only did they win the clearance, but moving forward they just looked so threatening. They had all the white jumpers, they had the cavalry at some stages getting it in there, and we've seen how dangerous Connor Byrne and Will White have looked up there in the forward attacking forward 50, I should say, for Emmanuel College. If they get a lot of supply in this last quarter, they're going to be in some real trouble, Catherine McAuley. So I think it will be, let's try and get back on top around the middle of the ground. From Emmanuel College's point of view, I think that they will be thinking that they deserve to win this game. It's 10 scoring shots to 7. We remember that they've had a couple of posters that really should have been goals, so they'll be looking to go on with it in this final term.
We'll be back very shortly after the break. Thank you very much for that insight, Brent. Welcome back to the School Sport Victoria Premier League Boys Footy Grand Final here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. It's Catherine McAuley College versus Emmanuel College. A really tight game so far. I'm Chelsea Ryan. I'm here with Brent Sternberg. Give us a lowdown on the scores.
It's been a topsy-turvy game, hasn't it? Both teams have had their fair share of time in front. It was Catherine McAuley by 4 points at quarter time, 10 points at the main break, and as we're set to go for the final quarter, it's Emmanuel College with their noses in front, and a big 20 minutes coming up here for these two schools. Can Emmanuel College hold on and win the grand final in their 150th season? They come forward here. It's O'Donnell who turns onto the boot. Oh, they come from everywhere. Well done. Sheriff knocked it to ground. Catherine McAuley defending early on. Oh, not a great kick, but did well to handle that one. I think it was Eli Pearce who just threw it onto the boot, and then a great mark taken by Finn Radley, who's pushed up the ground to take an important intercept mark right on centre wing.
And Brent, I'd like to know your prediction for the game, this final quarter.
I'm going to say a draw. We'll go into extra time. I have no idea what the extra time rules are. No. I think Emmanuel College will hold on, although on the front foot here is Catherine McAuley. Nice pick up there, Cheeseman off to Patterson. In front there was Kelly. Couldn't hang on to the mark, and now the ball's at ground level. Jamie Lloyd can't come out of there. Finn Radley, underground ball to the middle of the ground, but picked up there by Nyhill, who just blasts one back to full forward, and a great grab. Sensational contested mark taken by Archer Day-Wicks, and the ball is in good hands. Archer can go back and give Catherine McAuley the lead again.
This is potentially his second goal if he gets this one. He already had another goal in the second term.
Shouldn't trouble him that much. We mentioned earlier today that he kicked 4 goals in their game against Cedar Colleges. Biggest kick of the game right here and now on the left boot of Archer. Archer leans back on the kick and puts it through. And the boys from Bendigo are back in front. And that is their first goal of the second half. We remind you, Archer Day-Wicks, the first multiple goal scorer. Catherine McAuley in the blue and gold edge their noses back in front. We have a look at this set shot on the replay here.
Cool, calm, collected. Like he knows what he's doing. And that's what you didn't ask me my prediction.
I'm sorry, Chelsea.
My prediction is Catherine McAuley College.
Oh.
I feel that they've been playing cleaner football. I mean, Emmanuel's had more, scroungy shots at goal and a lot more time down their forward 50. But, when they play exactly like what they've just done the last couple of minutes, I think that's what's going to get them over the line.
I knew you were going to say Catherine McAuley, Chelsea, so I just waited until they kicked a goal and got back in front. Coming forward again here, good work by Nyhill. Scrappy ball towards half forward. They've come out breathing fire in the early stages of the final term. Off the side of the boot there from Kelly. Lawal got it off to Keast. And Keast sends one to the outer side as the sunshine pokes its head through the clouds here in Ballarat. Ollie Smith's handball's come unstuck. Nyhill, who's inserted himself into the game in the final quarter, had his kick smothered, and maybe now they can go. Emmanuel, good pick up there by Lawal. It's at the feet of Byrne, who just can't pick it up. It almost got stuck between his ankles, and then when he did get a handball away, it went straight to Nyhill. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. Good tackle there. That was Byrne, I think, who's backed up. He's been penalised for holding on. That's an interesting call. And right in the middle of Mars Stadium, Catherine McAuley have it. And they have a 3-point lead. They go to half forward. Off the hands, Boyd gave it straight to Eli Pearce of Catherine McAuley. Long ball to the goal square. Going back. Oh, and that was caught in a compromising position there was Segde Liccardi. Difficult one to track back with the flight of the ball. It's through for a behind, and so Catherine McAuley lead by 4 points. 5-4-34 they are. Emmanuel College 4-6-30. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the final term as Emmanuel have it here in the hands of Boyd. Ethan Boyd in the bright orange boots, who's been really good back there today for Emmanuel College. He goes short to Reggie Mast, who's encouraged by the coaching staff to go down the line. He's just put it over the head of Amon Radley, who kicked that goal in the third quarter to give his boys the lead. O'Donnell on hands and knees had to get rid of it. Great attack on the football. Well done, Nyhill. Got a handball out. Bouncing ball. Lloyd. Jamie Lloyd caught. Still no whistle. Letting the boys play. Right on the boundary line broadcast side. Smith got it off there to Pollock. And Pollock gave it to Amon Radley. And Radley's kick inside 50 is a beauty. And coming out to take the mark is the danger man, Connor Byrne. And Connor Byrne, who can go back and kick his second and give Emmanuel College the lead again. This is the boy that Catherine McAuley do not want to see get many more opportunities the longer this game wears on. He'll have to kick it all of 40 metres, just away to the left. Connor Byrne goes, bang! It's just fading across the face. Numbers in the goal square and a mark paid. Umpire says Mitch Lloyd did enough to hold on to it. And Connor Byrne will claim that as a pass, I reckon, Chelsea.
He definitely will. Connor Byrne, he's been quite a star for Emmanuel today. But, you know, it's good to share it around your teammates. So let's just hope that this can produce a goal.
Mitch Lloyd, the young man from Karuit, to give Emmanuel College the lead again. And he does. Mitch Lloyd, the young man who's played a couple of games for the Greater Western Victoria Rebels. He's been a goal kicker this season for Karuit. 9 goals in 4 games in the under-18s, 23 goals in 7 games for the under-16s. He's got his first of the afternoon, and Emmanuel College have the response they wanted, and they're back in front. They lead by 2 points.
He'd be very pleased with that contribution to the game, and the team just here. There's a bit of noise coming from the crowd now. There's the score changes the lead just here. 36-34, Emmanuel out in front.
5 goals apiece then. Goal for goal in the Premier League Boys Grand Final. We remind you we had a one-sided affair in the Girls Grand Final earlier today. That was Roval who defeated Maribyrnong by 31 points as Emmanuel go forward, but a really strong mark taken there in the back line for Catherine McAuley, who now bring it out to the broadcast side. Just lost the ball in flight there. Jasper Cheeseman might be able to pick it up at ground level. Good pressure come from Ollie Myers. Still Cheeseman goes. Knocks it out into the path of Edmiston, who just soccers it forward. It'll work. Well done. A quick give from Stewart to Pearce. Catherine McAuley back inside 50. Down low. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark coming out of the goal square. That might have been Sheriff. And now Boyd for Emmanuel, just kicks it to the outer side. Race on for the football. Stewart will get there first ahead of Judah Green. Well done, Will Stewart. High ball back inside 50. Not quite a mark coming in from the side. Callie slipped through his hands. Boyd, some more defending to do for Emmanuel. Handball should work out well. Trying to paddle it forward. There was O'Donnell. Picked up now by, I think that was a Duke Birmingham who's trying to get it to O'Donnell. Now it's Lual off half back. Handball to Smith. Bang! Rode the bump with the green. Oscar Pollock did well. Flicked it to the outer side. Trying to come through there. Green almost ran into his teammate. Ball in dispute, centering outer side. Nihills had a big last quarter. Couldn't get up that time. Stewart got a handball to his teammate who had absolutely no room to move. Radley now maybe a chance. Catherine McAuley a little kick into the middle of the ground, but it's all white jumpers. Here comes Luke Kenner. There's a whistle just off the ball. And we've got a player down, a Catherine McAuley player who is sore after that last contest. Pull me binoculars out for the first time today, Chelsea, and try and see who that is. It's the number 6, Riley Mulqueeny. Looks like he might have just had the air taken out of his lungs. The umpire just calling time off, and the teams have used that as an opportunity to have some of their coaches and trainers go out and give some messages. Got a close grand final. Emmanuel leading by 2 points. The clock stops with just under 7.5 minutes to play. The play is back underway as Riley Mulqueeny's just being tended to just off the football. And there's a free kick pulled out of there. Going Emmanuel's way. Right in the middle of Mars Stadium. Back inside 50 they go, leading by 2 points. At the front there, Byrne, no mark. Well done in a good position there, Mearsbergen. Handball off to his teammate who his kick out of the back line wasn't great. Lual. Handball to his teammate. That was Keast who turns onto the left boot. Oh, what a grab! Not quite. Byrne again. Oh, he's been so close. He's taken to the skies twice today. He would have taken 2 absolute incredible marks that would have been on his highlight reel even at the young age. And now we've got a free kick for holding the ball. Keast put it back in there so Connor can jump. Emmanuel College leading by 2 points and threatening still. Pops it up. Where's Connor? Where is he? He's in the middle of the pack. It almost found its way to him. Off hands. Oh, and then happy to concede is Xavier Mearsbergen, the young man from White Hills. Catherine McAuley from the kick in. It's another behind. So Emmanuel lead by 3 points. Midway stages of the final term. This grand final is up for grabs. Over it there was Cheeseman. Couldn't get it. Trying to bust through Harry Keast. Did so eventually. Judah Green swings onto the boot. It's just going to drift over the head of his teammate. The intended target was Mitch Lloyd, who kicked the last goal to give them the lead back.
And both schools really want to bring home this premiership. You want great news for your school, don't you? Come back and celebrate. Everyone's watching probably from school or at home, depending on where they are. So super keen to see these last minutes being played out. Could go either way.
Hard ball get there for the umpire, who's had to go into the grandstand to get the Siren back out onto the ground. It looks like Riley Mulqueeney's okay. We're all set to go here again with a boundary throw in the right forward pocket. To your left of the screen, the Creswick Road end of the ground. That's the way Emmanuel College are going. Taken out of there by Judah Green. Smothered on the kick, and now there goes Pierce again with the speed. What a kick. Beautiful, right onto the chest of Toby Travaglia, who can now spin onto that left boot of his. It's a disappointing kick into the middle of the ground. Kenner marks right in the middle of Mars Stadium. They're still keen to go on the attack here, Emmanuel College, and try and land the knockout blow. Here's Lual, who will pop a handball over the top. Here's Lloyd. That's Jamie. Now to meet it. Great kick. Will White takes the mark. He'll go back for his second goal. Kicked a lovely Rovers goal in the third term. If he kicks this one, it's going to make it mighty tough for Catherine McAuley with under 9 minutes to play. This will make the margin 9 points.
Man, was he pumped after that first one. Looking forward to seeing this celebration if he kicks this one here. Lining it up.
As we mentioned, he kicked 6 in the semi-final. Not going to quite get a bag today, but if he can kick his second here, they'll be just about there, Emmanuel College. The left footer sends it on its way, and they knew it. They knew it, Emmanuel College. The moment it left the boot, the boys on the bench were cheering. And the boys from Warrnambool lead by 9 points, and they are just about there. It's going to take a mighty comeback from Catherine McAuley to win this one now with just under 8.5 minutes to play. You talk about dead centre, Chelsea. That one was never missing.
That was a beautiful kick there. Good to see confidence coming out of that as well from the Emmanuel College team. So really, I'm interested to see now the fight back from Catherine McAuley. What's going to happen? Are they going to rev it up and get on the attack now? Because that's their only option is to go forward.
We've seen that today when one team has asked and the other team has answered, and here comes the answer. Kelly got a handball off to his teammate who looked inside forward 50 there for Fox, who had a busy first quarter. Haven't seen too much of him since then. He'll get the handball here from Pierce. Pierce on the boundary line. Turned on a dime. Back towards the goal square. In from the side, no mark. Trying to get free here. There was Travaglia. Left foot kick. Didn't get a lot of territory on it. And then it's knocked through by Jazz Lang. Through for a minor score. And that'll make the margin 8 points. Emmanuel College 6-7-43. Still lead Catherine McAuley, who are 5-5-35. And it's desperation times now for the boys from Bendigo in the blue and gold. Charged with the kick in here is Segde Lucardi. He's going to the outer side. Long ball, kicks it as far as he can. Just getting a fist in there at the last moment was Harris. Little kick forward from Emmanuel, but intercept mark taken. Oh yeah, it's an untidy kick, and Emmanuel might be away here, although Keith just couldn't quite pick it up. Eventually he did and gave it off to Judah Green. And Green, great kick. Here comes Will White. Emmanuel looking for the knockout punch. Kicks towards an unguarded goal square. It's bouncing, it's bouncing. He needed the off break, and he got the reverse, and it's through for a minor score. That's how close they were, Emmanuel College, to wrapping this one up once and for all.
And it looks like to be a lot of one-on-one defence out there for Emmanuel College now, wanting to smother the Catherine McAuley counterparts to avoid any scorage on the board in this final few minutes of the game.
Maybe a chance here. Grieve. Nice kick, and on a long lead, and taking the mark is Fox. Right on the edge of the centre square. Interesting looking kick from Rowan Fox. It'll bounce out towards the outer wing. Reaching for it there was Sheriff. He'll win it and run away from Kenner. Had to double back and drop a kick to half forward, and that's brave. Going back with the flight Harris, who has it still probably a couple of kicks from home. Chips one into the 50. And just couldn't quite hang on. Back onto it. Pierce had to get the handball away. Gee, that was a good take from the Catherine McAuley player, who kicks it towards full forward, and they've got a free kick for holding on. They've got a gilt-edged opportunity at the teeth of goal. It's Archer Day-Wicks who's kicked two. You reckon he's got to kick this one and not waste any time? Well, kick the drop punt, or maybe go around on the angle. Whatever you do, Archer, you've got to do this quick.
He's got 3 Emmanuel players ready.
He's not going to have much room when he does step out. The right footer umpire just marking the mark. Here's Archer Day-Wicks. Bends it. Oh, and he's got it horribly wrong, and it's across the face, and that might have been the opportunity for Catherine McAuley. Archaday Wicks across the face and through for a behind.
Tricky position. Maybe the option would have been to go out to go back in again, but we won't know now. It's back in the hands of Emmanuel College.
Yeah, Boyd charged with the kick-ins. 6.8.44 is Emmanuel. 5.6.36 is Catherine McAuley. Emmanuel College lead by 8 points. Boyd goes long to the broadcast side. Oh, what a mark. What a grab. What a set of hands above his head. Will White. Geez, not big in stature, but boy, he's good aerially. And he's not in any hurry here. He knows his side lead by 8 points. He's got it just backward of the wing. Just over 5 minutes to play. Goes down the line. And a good intercept mark taken down there by Oliver Mayman. Time of the essence now for Catherine McAuley. Got to get it moving. He wants options to come at him, Ollie.
And that's what you train for. You train for these moments under pressure. So.
Oh, here we go again. Sorry, Chelsea. Reaching over the top. Terrific grab.
No, that was Emmanuel College answering that, really.
Yeah. Seen a couple of good marks on this broadcast wing in the last couple of contests. Will we get another one here? It's off the hands of Byrne. Good clean hands there from Mitch Lloyd, who handballed it to his teammate, who was run down in a great Toby Travagoya tackle. They want to take the advantage, Catherine McAuley, but they're not allowed to. Umpire says you've got to come back over the mark.
Not wasting any time, are they?
Ooh, kick partially smothered off the boot. Big ball to be won here in the middle of the ground. What a pick up, and then running away. It's Oscar Pollock. Ran his full measure, kicking towards an open goal square. That's going to bounce all the way through. Xavier Meersbergen was the one trying to get there. But there is the knockout punch that they've been looking to land. Oscar Pollock with a running goal from the 50. Beautiful piece of play. And Emmanuel College are going to win this one now. They'll be taking the cup back to Warrnambool. Don't worry about that, Chelsea.
Oh, and poor Xavier, I reckon he thought he had that on the bounce as well, but not meant to be. It's a dangerous place down there in that square, and it's Emmanuel College who, will be pumped looking to take out this win now. A few minutes to go.
Oscar Pollock, that long run, driving left foot kick from 50 metres out. The young man from Port Fairy Football Netball Club to finish this one. Emmanuel College 7-8-50. Are going to defeat Catherine McAuley 5-6-36. It'll just be a matter of what's the margin as we head towards the final 3 minutes. And Emmanuel College, wow, they got here late today. They got here late, but it was worth the wait as Lowell comes off the back of the square, bundles around, to ground he goes. Coming forward, they want more, Emmanuel. They've got the numbers as well here. White, who has been sensational in the final term, throws it on that left boot. Kick's gone very wide, and it just pitches inside the field of play before skidding out of bounds. This is some sort of way to celebrate your 150th year anniversary for your school, Chelsea. Premier League boys winners, and overturning a 10-point deficit at half-time when they looked to be in a little bit of trouble.
Absolutely. They did very well in that third term, keeping Catherine McAuley goalless. And that's really proved to be to their advantage here, leading out in the fourth quarter and then taking it home.
Keast, who's been very good in the second half. Ball squirts out. Maybe a chance here for Mitch Lloyd. Well, the Emmanuel boys are calling for out of bounds on the full. I think the boundary umpire is saying no, it was above the knee, and so I'll throw it in 40 around. Inside the final 2 minutes. 14 points to lead for Emmanuel College. Since half-time, it's been 3 goals, 5 to 1 goal. And Emmanuel College screaming for a free kick. I think it's going the other way. Catherine McAuley, Oscar Pollock involved there. And no, the umpire's pointed the wrong way.
I thought it would have been the other way just now. I was like, he's the one that's been taken out. Number 15, Oscar Pollock from Emmanuel College, getting the kick here out in front of goal just to seal the deal, really, just to put the salt in the wound.
This is clever as well from Oscar. He knows that there's no time on other than for an injury, as we saw earlier in the final term. So not sure if his bootlace really needed to be tied up, but he's done it anyway. Oscar wipes his hands clean, and he'll go back and look for his second final quarter goal. We know he's got the journey. He just kicked a goal from 50 on the run. Here comes Oscar for one more for Emmanuel College. It's going to drift right to the behind line. White was there. Maybe could have got a free kick for front on contact. Umpire says throw it in. And with 45 seconds to play, Emmanuel will have a ball in right next to the right behind post. So Oscar Pollock, just unfortunately for him, not able to come up with his second goal. He might be able to here, though, if they can get it for the clearance, although Sheriff has just thrown it on the boot towards the 50. Strong hands, and Jordan Garner might have the last kick of the match. He's telling everyone, calm down, I'm going to have a go. And the young man from Dennington Football Netball Club will likely kick after the siren. Not quite every boy's dream in this circumstance, but you can go back and, well, maybe one day he'll tell his kids that he kicked a goal after the siren in a grand final. This to make the margin an even 20 points. Gardner trots in. They might hold off on the siren and let him get the kick away first. Sends it on its way. It's going to go right to the line, and it's off hands and through for a minor score, but it won't matter. Emmanuel College, the final margin will be 15 points. We might get a little bit more time on because of that stoppage. Well done there. Good work by Day Wicks. Catherine McAuley, a spiral, a barrel right into the middle of the ground. Boyd worked off it, getting back there. That's well done by Hoffman. And there's the siren. And Emmanuel College, a brilliant second half from the boys from Warrnambool. They overturn a 10-point deficit at half-time. They looked really good in the opening half, but wasted their opportunities. And in the end, they are not left to rue them. They find a way home in that final quarter. They kicked 3 goals to run away with it. And the history books will say the final score was Emmanuel College 7-9-51, defeating Catherine McAuley 5-6-36, and so 15-point victors in the end. The boys from Warrnambool from Emmanuel College, and they are the Premier League boys premiers for season 2022 after they missed the chance to do it last year, Chelsea. They come back 12 months later, and they did it.
They'd be very pleased with themselves. Congratulations to both teams. An amazing game we've had here today. We knew it was going to be a close one, didn't we, in the lead-up, undefeated. Very close games in those semi-finals, especially for one of the teams we had here. And the score went up and down. The ball went up and down the field. As I said, a bit like a ping-pong or a tennis match we had, but really it's Emmanuel College who really pushed out in front in that final quarter in scoring. White was really impressive in that final term as well. And so they'll be excited to bring back the silverware to their school back in Warrnambool.
It's everything you want from a grand final. I mean, it was a close game, wasn't it, for 3.5 quarters. We had momentum swings, we had lead changes, we had a great exhibition of skill out there today. I have no doubt that there's a few boys from both schools that we'll be seeing at the next level in the NAB League boys first, and then in the AFL, no doubt.
Well, who were some of the standouts for you today from both teams, Brent?
Well, I mean, we'll start with the winners, Emmanuel College, obviously at the top of our sheets there, number 1 and 2, Connor Byrne and Will White. They were fantastic. I thought Lumon Lawal provided a lot of run and dash off half-back. You couldn't miss him in the bright boots. He was fantastic. Went a little bit quieter in the second half, but played his role when the game was up for grabs. Really impressed by Judah Green. That's not a name that you're going to forget, and especially with his long flowing blonde mullet out there as well. He was terrific. And I thought the Radley brothers as well. Obviously Finn played down back and had a couple of important moments, and Amon Radley kicked that marvellous goal to give them the lead back on the brink of 3/4 time. Catherine McAuley, I thought they had some good players as well. Really impressed by Eli Pearce. His run and dare. He looks like a taller player that plays like a much shorter player in terms of his pace and with that line breaking speed. Jacob Nyhill went a little bit quiet through the middle parts of the game, but started well and finished the game strongly as well. And then there was a few boys in the middle that I thought were pretty good. Archer Day Wicks up forward. Didn't see much of him until the second half. I reckon internally they would look at Archer Day Wicks as a bit of a barometer. When he is in the game, they're playing their best football, and ultimately they just couldn't get it in his hands enough today. He did kick 2 goals, but ultimately, unfortunately for Catherine McAuley, that wasn't quite enough.
Well, thanks for your fantastic insights as always, Brent. And please hang around to all of our viewers because we're going to be getting the presentation underway. Thank you for all joining us from wherever you are today. You might be, national, Australia-wide, or from schools back in regional Victoria. It's been a fantastic day. The weather's held out for us as well here in Ballarat, which is what we love to see. But it's really good to just be back here in person playing footy, isn't it, Brent? Like we didn't have it last year. It's good to have a full season and to play all our games.
Yeah, we didn't have it the last couple of seasons, of course. We mentioned Emmanuel College, who missed out last year, but let's hope that things can go back to normal in terms of school footy. I know there's, unfortunately, we mentioned it in the pre-game, a lot of students that because of COVID the last couple of seasons would have missed out, because obviously they're not of age anymore, and that's, unfortunate for them. But for the boys and the girls. Don't forget we had the girls' grand final earlier today. Rowville beat Maribyrnong College by 31 points. So the two victors today, Rowville Secondary College in the girls and Emmanuel College in the boys. Great to have footy back. I concur. Chelsea.
And we've just seen the little flag come out there for School Sport Victoria, and we must thank everyone from School Sport Victoria for putting on, a fantastic couple of football games here today. The women's in Sandringham and here at Buzz Stadium in Ballarat for the men's. But what would we do without them? It's so good with technology and the resources that have been put into this that we can bring this game to you today.
And it's a great thrill for the boys and the girls as well, isn't it? To have their games not just broadcast so that their parents or grandparents or relatives and friends that couldn't get to the game can watch it, but also to have their game not just broadcast but to this quality as well. And I hope that our commentary did it justice today, because it was a great game, a great show of skill. And a fantastic grand final as well. I mean, a great contest that was up for grabs right up until the halfway mark of the final term. So a big kudos to our camera boys out there who are in the hoodies and the beanies out in the cold out there, and Raf Agostino in here doing all the production work. He likes to do it because he gets to stay indoors, Raf. But he set up at Trevor Barker Beach Oval this morning for the girls' game, and then come down here to make sure that all went smoothly for the boys' game. So a pat on the back for you, Raf Agostino. Well done, mate. Absolutely terrific. And he's the man that makes everything tick. We wouldn't be here without him. And so even though he didn't have to brave the elements out there, still, well done, Raf.
And here talking right now is Howard Lewis. We can't hear him, unfortunately, so you'll still have to keep putting up with us. But Howard Lewis, the State Sports School Championship Officer. So he's doing a little bit of a presentation now, thanking both schools for getting involved into this competition. It's been a fantastic competition of display of sport and also spirit.
Chelsea, are you going to make me predict the best on ground?
Absolutely. Give it a shot. Is it coming from our winning team first of all?
I think so. I'm not sure Will White was good enough through the early parts of the game. I'm going to say. Oh, who are you going to point at, Chelsea?
Ooh.
Help me out. You're going for the losers today, maybe?
No, I was going for White.
Whites, yeah.
Will White, yeah. Number 2 from Emmanuel College. He just really picked it up in that final quarter, and that's also was quite noticeable. He was consistent and then picked it up. What about you?
Hit the scoreboard as well. I was really impressed with Curran O'Donnell. I thought he got a lot of the football through the middle of the ground. Generally in these situations you see the best on-ground player come from the winning team, but because it was such a close game, that might not necessarily be the case. I think Eli Pearce and maybe even Riley Mulqueeny and a couple of the boys from Catherine McAuley who were very good through the first 3 quarters might be a chance even, or even potentially Archer Day Wicks, who was a real focal point up forward for the boys from Bendigo today.
And hopefully there's a school cabinet back, in the administration building.
I'm sure there will be, and they'll have a new addition.
The food hall, or maybe the sports complex that the Emmanuel College has back in Warrnambool, ready to house the brand new cup. I mean, do school assemblies still happen anymore, Brent? I'm not even sure. Do they happen online now in this new world that we have?
If not, I think they'll call for an assembly tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, they'll be carrying these boys around on their backs. It was a great victory, and piece of silverware to go back to Warrnambool College. We mentioned they've given the football world and the entertainment world some great people, and no doubt there'll be some more of the boys down there in the white jumpers that will go off and play in the big league and go off and do great things in the community as well. Actually handing out the medal to Rowan Fox, which is interesting. So can't quite hear Howard, but if that is the best on-ground medal, or maybe even potentially the medal for the best player on the losing team, he was very good. Rowan Fox coming to the game early, and good player and a good size as well. You can tell he's already that sort of medium type forward, good in the air, has a good goal sense. We can't hear him, but I'm sure he speaks very well as well, Rowan.
He's talking to the other team right now at the moment, looking at them, saying that they've played a fantastic game, but, being a gentleman, also mentioning them first, and now looking back at his own team, referring to their game, and all the boys getting together and really almost getting the job done. So close. Fantastic game still by Catherine McAuley from Bendigo.
Humble in victory and gracious in defeat as well.
And that looks like one of their coaches receiving a medal there as well. Just looking at him chatting to the boys at 3/4 time. We had a little bit of a close-up just there. And he's going to present the medals to all these players.
Good to see that all the 40 boys that at least have a memento to take home from the game. Obviously some of these boys that will be of age that they can come back next year and potentially try again. They had a great campaign, finished undefeated. We remind you top of Pool A, defeating Congo Secondary College by 27 points in their opening game. Cedar College Victoria by 29, and then Callum Secondary College by 185 points.
Also knowing what it was like to be under pressure, they got into this grand final in that second time. So they know how to work under pressure. It's just their day to day. So if you don't know who's out there watching as well, the live streams and accessibility now, you know there might be a scout out there.
Well, you'd be surprised just how far and wide the team scouts with spread. I mean, there's always scouts out there watching these sorts of games. I'm certain, in fact, that there could have been something today as well, just keeping an eye on that next wave of talent. You know how much talent the country, towns have given VFL, AFL football for the men's for a long, long time, and the women's as well. Now, I mean, there's a lot of talent that comes here from Ballarat, but as well, Warrnambool and Bendigo too. It's quite incredible. You watch the calibre of the game today, and I know we've played them a lot, but we're still schoolboys, these guys. You know, not even 18 years of age yet. Some of the marks that we took, and a couple of the guys that rode the packs and had chances to bring down great speckies that you normally see only reserved for the big league. Connor Byrne, who got some hang time today a couple of times.
Absolutely, and they've also got to manage their studious life. They've got their academics and all their subjects and homework to manage, as well as a big thank you to their parents as well. Everyone's joining in today to watch this grand final, because if they don't have their licence yet too, it's their parents that are driving them all around town to make sure they're at their footy trainings and everything else.
And our best of today went to Jake Mark.
It looks like we've got a microphone down there ready to go, so we're going to throw down to the ground.
Okay, on to our winners. So, Catherine McAuley winner of 2019 winners. I know Emmanuel College over the years has won the Year 8 and the Intermediate boys. There might be some boys in the Year 8 one, or some of them were state champions. Hello? Okay. We're working on that as the master partner. So, I'd like to call out please Jamie Lloyd. First of all, thanks everyone else for being there. Good job there. Thanks to our boys. Great job with the guys. Our boys are half a day for Max and also done well. Sleeping all this year, but the water is standing and the goes in. McAuley goes. Jordy Carter. Just firstly, thanks SSV for organising it all. It's a great opportunity for the boys to play on these types of grounds and stuff, and you know, they really appreciate that for the school and everything. Again, thanks to umpires, everyone else who organised. Thanks to the parents who've given up the Royal today. Really appreciate your support, and well done, boys. To the Bendigo guys, it was a really good game of footy. You know, I thought you controlled the majority of that game in that first half, and you know, really nice work for that. So well done, and obviously been proud of our score, so congratulations. And just the boys, well done lads, you've been a, you know, been a treat to be involved with the coach, and you know, you really deserve that, so great job. Just our best players today, although he absolutely controlled the air across half back, and he just really set us up to make those original marks. I'll just call Rose up here, their injured captain as well at the moment.
I said earlier on today, there's no justice in football. Today there is, Emmanuel, who didn't get to play last year, and they come back and really had to earn it, didn't they? Had to come from behind. So time at half-time, got their noses in front in the final two. Reggie Mast, number 9, the best player for the Victors today, so they'll take those medals and that silver cup. Get on my way back to the Liverpool. I tell you what, the trip going back will feel a lot better than the early morning trip.
Champions and celebrations, who knows?
Steering the ship today, did a good job, enjoyed it. We saw a good game of football. Rafa Agustin on the